Welcome to Cooking with Miss O. Let's join Mary Beth Oxendine in the kitchen as she teaches you how to cook Southern style healthy.
Welcome to Cooking with Miss O. I'm so happy to be back again. We, as you know, we started with the cookbook, so again we're going to be cooking out of the cookbook. We're going to do day one's lunch, and that's my chicken salad. I have a friend here with me today. We've known each other how long, Debbie?
23 years.
And her name is Debbie Howell, and she lives here in Greenville, but she'll come down and see us in Central sometime, leave the big city and come to the country. And she is with Child Evangelism, and I'm going to let her, while we're getting the chicken salad all ready for you, if you already have your cookbooks, just turn to page 35 and go along with us, okay? And I will be taking you through that, and we're fixing lunch for Debbie, my friend that's here today. Debbie, why don't you start cutting the celery
Okay.
while I start chopping the chicken, and tell them about Child Evangelism and what you do with that. First of all, they need to know that Debbie, like myself, we're both elementary ed teachers. Where'd you go to college, Debbie?
I went to Baptist College at Charleston. It's now Charleston Southern.
That's a good school, but not as good as the Tigers, y'all. So she should have come to Clemson. She was in
I did
Greenville.
my master's work at Clemson.
You did? Okay, you're okay then.
Good,
So,
thanks.
go ahead, Debbie. Why don't you tell us about Child Evangelism?
Child Evangelism Fellowship, some of you may know it as Good News Clubs. We are in Greenville, Anderson, Oconee, and Pickens counties. We have 98 school clubs and several community clubs that meet once a week for an hour to share Bible lessons, memory verses, songs. It's a fun-loving hour. Right up to this point, we've had about 10,000 children enrolled in Good News Clubs, and we have 1,907 volunteers. So that means that local churches adopt these school clubs, and they bring in volunteers to help with the Good News Club. And also, Mary Beth, you will love this fact. We've had 1,054 salvations.
How wonderful. Isn't that wonderful, Debbie?
It is great.
And now
to
with
God be the glory.
That's
Excuse me.
exactly right. With Tom in heaven, that means so much to me now.
I know it does.
It really does.
I know it does.
So,
and we have so many wonderful stories of things children have done. One mom wrote in and told us that they couldn't go to church on Sunday, and so she went back to check on her second grader and found him in the den on the computer looking at our mygoodnewsclub.com website, which is for children.
How wonderful.
And it has songs and memory verses and Bible lessons on it. And he said, if we can't go to church, I'm having my own church. And he was singing Good News Club songs.
is that not sweet? Now, those of you that are moms with kids, say that again.
It's www.mygoodnewsclub.com.
So their children can go on and get all this information and enjoy it, right?
It's
So,
kid safe.
it's kid safe. That's wonderful. All right, now I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I already cooked up my chicken. I had it in my Food Smart. Y'all know how much I love this with Tupperware. Purple lid, that's how you can tell. And I've cooked it up. And then the broth from that is what I will use for Tuesday night's dinner. And if I wasn't making all this, and I usually don't make all of my the first day's lunch into chicken salad, I used to save some of it out for my dinner on Tuesday night, but I'll just cook more. In the cookbook, I'm cooking a whole chicken, but I wanted to show you something easier. I use Springer Mountain. Ingalls is the only place that carries it. It's, Debbie, this is wonderful. This is chicken with no antibiotics, and you know that we have a problem with chemicals in our family and being able to eat stuff. So it's wonderful. It has a wonderful clean taste to it, and it cooks up, and the water's just clear and clean. It's not any of that dark and skimmy stuff on the top, so I love this, and I get that at Ingalls. And of course, my favorite Paula Deen is on the front right there. Debbie, did I ever tell you about the summer that we went down and Marie, my daughter, and I got to be on a Paula Deen chefography at the end, and we got to meet her and her sons, and they were precious to us.
Oh.
I'm going to show you, I use a Bosch food processor. Most of my appliances are all Bosch's, and my grinder is not, but my mixers and all that I do my bread in. And I'm going to do this real quick. It's going to be a little bit loud. You go ahead and chop if you want, Debbie.
Okay.
We need half a cup of that celery. Now this does it pretty quick. If you have a food processor, you'd want to leave some good chunks in there, just not any real big ones, and I think that's perfect like that. So now in the recipe, I take a bowl and I whisk up my dressing first. And I have my yogurt. This is plain yogurt by Stonyfield. And I will have that. Debbie, would you look in that refrigerator and get my stoney filled out so they
I'd be
can see what it
glad
is,
to.
please? And then I have organic mayonnaise. Now, I used to use Duke's. Absolutely love Duke's. But Duke's now has started putting a chemical in it that we just can't have for a preservative. And so I don't use it anymore, which has broken my heart. So I now use an organic mayonnaise. And would you get that out too, please,
I'd be
Debbie?
glad to.
Here is the yogurt I'm using. And for kids, this gets their dairy in it. And for us ladies, it gets our dairy in there. And then we're not getting a lot of sugar if you use the plain. And this is the mayonnaise that I use. I use it by Spectrum. Ingles sells all of this. Bilo also sells the yogurt. And sometimes Walmart has it too. Now, Debbie, I have all these spices I'm going to do here. Y'all, I have the dried yellow mustard. I buy this at Ingles. You can also get it at Whole Foods. And I forgot my little bowls, Debbie, my little bitty ones. So I have these old big ones here. So I also use the black pepper organic. This is all by Frontier. Y'all have seen me use it before. You can get this also at Whole Foods, but I get my stuff at Ingles in my town because Whole Foods is here in Greenville. This is the organic garlic powder and then my sea salt, which is right there. And I get all that at my Ingles store.
So Mary Beth, you use organic
Spices.
spices.
Now let me tell you why. Because spices are radiated, except if they're organic. So you have no nutritional value if you buy any other spices except organic ones. I also know that they're chemically free, which we need because of our family. So then we're going to take a whisk, and this is a Pampered Chef whisk, which I love Pampered Chef. And this glass bowl you can get at the dollar store, at Walmart, wherever. But I like the glass because then y'all can see through it, but I like it too. It's easy for cleanup and everything like that. This is our sauce for our chicken. And what we're going to put in here right now, sometimes if people don't like yogurt, you can replace it with skim milk, organic, but don't use as much. We used, I think it was 2/3 cup, so I would start with 1/3 of a cup of the milk because it's more liquidy and you don't need it. Now it has a wonderful texture. It's thickened enough, has a good smell. The yogurt you don't really taste. If you want to dump those walnuts in over here,
Oh, good.
Debbie,
Okay.
that'd be great.
Into the sauce.
Just dumping in the sauce. And would you
Okay.
fill that up with celery for us,
I'd
please?
be glad to.
We use organic celery. I buy that. Now, I found that just about everywhere, y'all. You can buy organic celery. Walmart probably doesn't have it, but Ingles and all those do too.
So Mary Beth, how are the children doing?
Well, Josh got married this summer. And we had a big wedding, and that was a lot of fun. And I have a sweet little daughter-in-law, and they're doing real good. Josh got Teacher of the Year at Pendleton Middle School.
And what does he teach?
He teaches South Carolina history. You know, he's in the history department just like Tom. And Marie teaches 2nd grade. And she also has a cross-country team at the high school where she teaches. And
Family
so,
of teachers.
I
How
know,
nice.
isn't it though? They're all just like their daddy, and I'm proud of them.
And their mother too.
Yes, that's true. You're right. Now, dump that in too, please.
Celery, ready for the
Yes.
celery? Okay.
And now, we are going to use the spoon for this. Debbie, you want to stir this up for me?
Sure.
There you go. There, if you'll toss that around so it's all wet.
Okay.
Now, while you're doing that, I want to talk to you about Kathy's Produce. It's what you see at the beginning of the show. I've been with Kathy's Produce since my daughter, who is now 25, was 2 years old. And so they're in Clemson. They're on the Clemson Highway that goes from out of Clemson onto Anderson. And they have all this produce. And I'm so excited because they're open again. I cannot wait till March when they open, and they try to stay open until through October, and that's wonderful. Now, I want to show you the cantaloupe that I got from there this morning. I went today and got all my produce. What I love about them is they are the best around for produce in the Clemson Central 6 Mile Anywhere area because he goes and gets it from Asheville. They get it from local places, which that means you have the nutrients you need around here. And then they also don't get it from Mexico, which I appreciate because different chemicals are sprayed there. And I really appreciate that it's fresh. And then in the summertime, they grow their own. So then in the middle of the summer, they start using their own grown that's grown up around Westminster or Walhalla. And that is wonderful because then we're getting really local stuff. Now, for all of y'all in the Clemson area, they have strawberries. This is the earliest the strawberry farm is put out, and because we've had this wonderful weather. And so y'all can go get strawberries. These strawberries are what I just picked up this morning. See the tomatoes, the radishes, the cucumbers, all of that has come from them. All right, we will be right back in just a minute. I appreciate it. Thanks. Welcome back, y'all. We have already just put our chicken salad into this pretty Southern Living ruffle bowl. This is one of my favorite pieces. So it's ready to serve. Looks great with anything in it. Now, let me tell you, I put my chicken salad either on my homemade bread, which I made this morning, and that's what I do. I get up and make my bread in the mornings, and that's my whole wheat, fresh ground. Or else with lettuce and tomato, or else I put it on a lettuce bed on the plate. And then I use my Tupperware spinner. And then my lettuce is all dry. My husband used to laugh, Debbie, because before they had spinners out, there was a lot of water in our salads.
Yes.
And because my grandmother was from Europe, we ate a lot of salads. And so we had salads all the time, and Tom loved that, but I'd get too much water in it. And now it dries the leaves really nice, and then you don't have all that water sitting on your plate or anything like that. It's really nice. Now, I use red leaf or green leaf. My best place for lettuce is Bilo. I love it because I can look at it and turn it around where it's packaged other places. So that's my favorite place to buy my lettuce from. I like the red leaf and the green leaf because red leaf because it has the red tips to it and all, it has a little different nutrient value for you, and I like that a lot. All right.
Mary Beth, I want to tell you about the salad spinner,
Yes,
another use for it, a school teacher use. Put tempera paint in it and a piece of paper around the outside and let the children spin it, and it makes beautiful artwork. Yes, it does.
And tempera paint's what you use? Where would you buy tempera paint at?
Oh, that's a very good question.
And my other question is, does this wash out of my spinner after we do
Oh,
it?
tempera paint washes real well.
Oh, good. So
it wouldn't be a problem.
So you'd
it
find
comes out
it
of
at any
clothes and
time.
everything.
Okay, so grandmothers, mothers who need something fun to do on a rainy day, you can use this for tempera paint. Thank you, Debbie.
And could I tell you one more story about
Yes.
a Good News Club
Would you do
story?
me a favor too? While you're
Yes.
doing that, this is a Pampered Chef's. It can do for egg slicing. I love it for strawberry slicing. You can put it in like that.
Like this? Let's
or
try
you
it.
can do it like that, or
Oh.
you can do it like that. Anyway,
Okay.
whichever way you
well,
want
I
to
may
do
do
it.
a variety.
Okay, that's fine.
A little second grade boy, again, second graders are so precious, but a little second grade boy came home from school and told his mother that he was holding church at school during recess, and he had one member in his church.
How sweet is that? Marie teaches second grade. I think I might have told you that. And she loves it. I taught third.
I'm not real good at it, doing
it
one
in-
that way. I'm going to have to
do
do
it.
it this way.
That's
there
fine.
we go.
That's fine. I do mine standing up sometimes. That's even
I couldn't
easier.
get that one to stand up for
That's the
some
big one,
reason,
though,
so.
probably. We are going to do, I like to do fruit, and in this recipe it says fruit with your chicken salad. Use the fruit that's in season. It's cheaper, y'all. Remember, I was Mary Chan economics teacher, so you don't want to use fruit out of season. One reason is it's brought further away, and it's not ripe when they send it out, so you miss out on some of the nutrients that way because it hasn't been ripened by the sun. So that's what you want to do there.
Do you have a garden, Mary Beth?
No, but I'd like to try this year. I really would. Josh had a big one last year, and he did really good, and I would really like to have one. But I love my vegetable stand so well, and then towards the end of the season when they get in the stuff that they grow, that's what I put in my freezer.
Right.
You know.
We do tomatoes, but
Do
that's
you?
about all
That's
we've done.
That's great.
We love fresh tomatoes.
Now, strawberries are your second berry. Your most healthy berry is blueberries. Did you know that, Debbie?
I
For
did.
your immune system. The second one is strawberries. So blueberries and strawberries, and these are fresh from Ingles. The other thing you want to use is radishes. Radishes, did you know, are a liver cleanse? God made them. Everything that you eat that's fresh, it's got a purpose in God's plan to keep our bodies healthy. Well, this is a liver cleanse. So if you eat radishes, it cleanses your liver.
I did not know
Yes,
that,
and
but
we
as a
need that.
child, a neighbor had a garden and he had radishes.
Oh, I love
And we
them out of
would
the
go
garden.
pull up radishes and just eat them.
Aren't they wonderful?
Yes.
I ate them the whole time I was growing up too. If you can nibble on fresh fruits and vegetables. Okay, now, Debbie, I have a lot of
Yes.
widows that watch me, and they are so precious. And some of them even pray for me and my family. And I think that's so sweet. You want to do this? We have lemons and limes, and both of those have wonderful nutrition value, but we're going to put that on in our water here when we eat. Do you want to cut that, or do you want to cut the cucumber? Okay, to put in our glasses. You can do it in, you know how you do just a piece that you can squeeze into your glass?
Yes.
If you would do it like that.
Well, your viewers could also pray for Good News Clubs.
Oh, we would
We
love
always
that.
need prayer
That's
partners. If you would like to know more about Good News Club, you could go to our website, and it is www.cefgreenville.com. And the only reason it's Greenville, it has information about Anderson, Pickens, and Oconee counties there as well. The only reason it's Greenville is because we had the website before the other counties came on board with child evangelism.
Really? I'm going to use my bread knife to cut this huge tomato. I couldn't believe how beautiful. Look at this beautiful tomato, y'all. They're already out. Isn't this wonderful? Debbie, I want to tell you a little story. When I first started teaching, and I knew I was going to have my teaching job, I prayed for my kids that summer before I had them. And I prayed that God would put only the kids in my class that He knew I could help, and that He would also put the kids in my class that He knew would help me. And all the years I taught, I never had a child who wasn't just perfect in my class. Oh. It was so wonderful. If it wasn't somebody that was helping me, it was somebody that needed me. And it's wonderful. But I also prayed that all of my children and their families would be saved. And over the years, my daughter's been with me at Target in Anderson and different places, and I'll see one of my students, it's been a lot of years, and they'll say, Miss Oxendine or Miss O, I just wanted to let you know God put it on my heart, I got saved. And that just is such a blessing because they didn't know that about me. Debbie, why don't you walk over there and get our 2 plates, and let's go ahead and get those ready.
Okay.
We've already sliced our bread. This is a fun way to, let's just take our forks out. Debbie, we're going to use that in the chicken salad.
Okay.
And this is what we're going to do. It is fun to have people over to eat. I love to have people over to eat. And we are going to Pampered Chef. My daughter gave me this in my stocking one year. Put a couple of scoops on there for us, if you would.
I'll be glad to.
And I didn't give you any red leaf lettuce here for this one. So let's just stick that under there.
All right.
And get some red leaf for this one. And if you'll put that on, and then I will put the vegetables on each plate. We'll have some tomatoes and cucumber. We probably need a little more in there, don't you think, Debbie? Now, this will feed anywhere from 4 to 8 people, this kind of salad, because you don't have to give them that much because of having all the other sides with it, the fruits and everything, and there's plenty. I'd put a little bit more on that.
there? Okay.
Yeah. Aren't I bossy here, Debbie? Is that the teacher in us?
That's the teacher in you, yes. Probably the German influence, too.
Yes, you're probably right. You're probably right. I come from a long line of widows, and I was telling somebody just the other day, my great-grandmother was in Nazi Germany as a widow, Debbie, and she was a Christian. And all of her other children were over here already in America, and the story goes that my great-grandmother, they closed down the church at the very beginning of the war, Germans did, and the Nazis did. And so they, I'm going to use my fingers. You don't care, do you, Debbie?
I do not. I saw you wash your hands.
Thank you. And her and her daughter would go every day and pray on the church steps with other women in the community because all the men were gone. And every time I get sad as a widow, I think, I do not have it anywhere as bad as my great-grandmother did, because she was a widow in Nazi Germany. I'm a widow in free America. How blessed is that?
That's right.
And so, anyway, I just wanted to tell y'all, Debbie, you don't think I'm terrible, and I'm probably giving you too much chicken salad. Can I put a little bit more on that so it fills up that lettuce? I wanted to tell you, too, the walnuts I use, I get at Ingles, and this is the only nuts I use. They have almonds, walnuts, and everything. This has not been spread with any chemicals. They're USA nuts, and they have pecans when they have them in season and all. But you don't want the BHT that they put on a lot of packaged nuts. So when you're looking at nuts to give your family, do not give them the BHT ones that have been sprayed, because that's really bad for you. The more chemicals that we can keep away from our children, the more things like cancer and different things, because we do have one of the highest rates of cancer in children in the whole world. And but let's just move some of this around and let everybody see our plates. Debbie, would you like a piece of bread?
I'd love one.
Okay. Let me just cut this in a cute little thing. And this is a wonderful lunch. Widows, you need to start inviting other people over, young moms. And I just, we will be right back so you can see us trying this. Thanks so much. Welcome back. We want to try the food and tell y'all if it's okay. Debbie, why don't you take the first taste?
All
okay?
right.
Is it okay, Debbie? Is it all right? Let me see.
Very good. And I want to say that you and Marie have beautiful skin. You're slim. This type eating, obviously, is very beneficial.
Thank you. And you know why we had to do it? Because Marie was so sick as a baby.
I know.
And look,
I know.
they told us she wouldn't even live 10 days, and now she's teaching.
I know.
Great health.
And healthy. I want to share one more Good News Club story with you.
I would love it.
A fourth grader kept coming home and sharing what she had learned at Good News Club with her mother. Her mother was baptized.
Oh.
What does the passage say? And a child will lead them.
That's exactly
Isn't that,
right.
it's just, it gives me goosebumps what God is doing. He has just so faithfully blessed this ministry, and we appreciate it. And I brought you a shirt, a Good News Club shirt.
Oh, thank you,
for
Debbie.
you to
So I can
wear
look like
proudly.
You.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
I would love that because I love Good News Club. They have it at the school central where I used to teach, right behind my house. Thank
Good.
you so
I
much.
hope
It's
you
my
enjoy
shirt,
it.
y'all. Good news for all the world. Is that not wonderful? And Debbie, even though we've used this and I got a little spot on it, how about a cookbook?
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
I am going to get started.
You and Billy got to get going
next
on
week.
that, okay? Show it to Melanie, too. She has a
will.
daughter that's studying to be a doctor, so this will be great. Let me also tell you, to my widows out there, I want to give you a scripture to hang on to. I've decided now there's so many of y'all and young moms and stuff. Psalms 34 is a scripture that God gave me on the year anniversary of my husband's death. And it's got wonderful all the way through it. But verse 4, it says, I sought the Lord and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. We widows sometimes have a lot of fears. And it says, those who look to him are radiant. Thank you so much for being with us today. It's been a joy to be in your home again. Thank you. Bye-bye.